Today, we're going to talk about wiring up solar panels in parallel versus series. What does it mean? How should you wire it up? And for your given situation, what's best for you? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to give some real examples that way you get a good feel for how it should be set up. So on the whiteboard, we're going to draw a couple of solar panels to start out. And let's say that these solar panels are 40 volts and 10 amps. Now they're going to be connected to this Bluetti. So let's take the Bluetti. We're going to draw that down here. Imagine it's a Bluetti. We'll put a big B. Now when wiring this up, you've got to figure out, do I connect these together or do I have them connect to this Bluetti separately? What do I mean by that? Let me get into that. So if you connect in series, you're taking the negative of one panel and connecting it to the positive of another panel. So we'll designate this to where this is our positive, okay? And then you're taking the negative of this panel and you're going to connect it to the Bluetti. And then the positive of this is going to connect to your Bluetti. And it uses a barrel plug on it, but for this scenario, this works. So 240-volt panels, 10 amps. What do you expect the input to be to the Bluetti? You would think maybe it's going to be 40 volts, maybe it's half that, maybe it's double that. Well, let's answer that. You're actually going to see, since they're in series, you'll see 80 volts. And the amperage is going to be 10 amps. Now, why is that? Since they're in series, it's like taking a bunch of batteries and putting them in series. It could be inside of a portable radio, or maybe your remote control. You'll have a couple of batteries and one's faced one way and the other one's faced in the other way. That's in series. That's increasing the voltage. So the voltage will essentially double with these two panels. If I had three panels, it would be 120 volts instead of the 40. Now the amperage stayed the same. It's at 10 amps, and that's key. So this Bluetti has a maximum voltage. So it says 12 volts to 60 volts and 10 amps. So it has a maximum voltage of 60 volts. Now, if I plug this in, I'll have 80 volts going into this Bluetti. Now, it has a maximum voltage of 60. It will actually destroy this power station because it's not made for that higher voltage. So now with that line erased, let's connect them up in parallel. And in parallel is essentially going to be the positives are connected together, and then the negatives are connected together. And it's hard in this scenario because it's all going together, but once again, this is going to that barrel plug. So essentially what this does is it changes everything quite a bit. So we'll take this 80 volts, 10 amps, we're going to remove this, and instead, now we're going to have 40 volts and 20 amps. Now that's actually okay. It is underneath the 60 volts, and it says 10 amps, and most power stations and pretty much all inverters, you can go over on the amperage. It's just going to use what it needs. Anything above that, it's just going to not utilize it. So it will take 10 amps and 40 volts, and it will charge this Bluetti at 400 watts. Let's do a scenario with an inverter instead. Let's say you're using a FlexBoss 21 that I have mounted, and this is just an AI image, and I have 7 solar panels up on top. First thing we're going to want to do is see what sort of input this EG4 FlexBoss 21 can take. First, I went to Signature Solar's website. I then pulled up the FlexBoss 21, and then here are the specs. So it says the MPPT DC startup voltage is 200 volts. So it needs to be a minimum of 200 volts before it starts charging. They're recommending 250 to 440 because if you have this set up at 200 volts, yes, it will start it. It's really not going to charge it that well. And if the sun starts to get behind the clouds a little bit, the voltage is going to drop and maybe enough to go underneath that threshold. And also you would lose dawn and dusk because the voltage just wouldn't be high enough. So you're going to want to be in that 250 to 440 volt range. So in this, if I took each one of these and I connected them directly up to the inverter in parallel, like we did in that previous example, we would only have 40 volts if this is a 40 volt panel. And obviously, that's not enough to start the inverter. So with this, we're going to put them in series. So we're just going to connect one panel to the next panel, positive to negative, all the way across. And in this scenario, we have a total of 7 panels. Now, if these are 40 volts each, that would be 280 volts, which is above that 200. Now, the higher the better. You want to be on the higher end of the range, if at all possible, because it makes it that much more efficient, because voltage is electrical pressure. So the higher the voltage, the better. You just want to make sure that you're under that maximum recommended range, and then stay a little bit under that if you can, because if you're in a climate that can get cold, those colder winter mornings to where it's just cold out, the sun comes out, you can have a higher voltage than what the panels are rated for, and because of that, you might exceed your voltage. So it's always best to try to stay 10 to 20% below that. So we have 280 volts. We're now going to wire this up to the inverter. Negative goes in. And then you're positive. And in this scenario, once again, these are 10 amp panels at 40 volts. So you're going to get 10 amps into the inverter, and it's going to be at that 280 volts. The other thing that you notice is each MPPT is rated for 26 amps. So MPPT1 is 26 amps, MPPT2 is 26 amps, and an MPPT3, that one's a little bit lower at 15 amps. So what does that mean? That means that you can put multiple strings in parallel to increase the input to your inverter and sort of maximize those MPPTs and get the most out of your array. So in this scenario, we're going to once again have 7 panels, and then the same for the second row. Next thing, what you're going to do is connect these up in series. Once again, each string is going to be 40 volts for each panel, and then 10 amps, which for the 7 you're looking at 280 volts, and each one is going to be good for 10 amps. So let's just say that you have a combiner box. We'll just put this down here. We'll just make this your combiner box. And then you have another box here, which is going to be, just put down I for inverter. So what's going to happen is you're going to take your positive and it's going to go down to your combiner box. And then your other positive is going to come down to the combiner box. And then the same for your negatives. And they go into your combiner box. And then your combiner box is then going to connect to your inverter. What this will give you, if we're talking 40 volt panels, once again, in series is 280 at 10 amps, and this is 280 at 10 amps. What it's going to give you at the combiner box and to the inverter is going to be 280 volts at 20 amps. Because now you've combined two of them in series together into a combiner box and then into your inverter. So that's going to be your series parallel configuration. Hopefully this has helped. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. More than happy to help. But this is just very, very basic series versus parallel, how it works when you're setting up your array for either a power station or for your inverter. Thanks again for watching Mike's Solar Garage.